Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Well, Ripple now has 534 employees as XRP and on-demand liquidity demand increases. Despite price action. Despite price action. Onwards and upwards, my friends. Regardless of the price action, there's just nothing but good developments today. Again, other than price. I get that. Although, even with price, you know, if you're of my mindset that utility matters and will win the day, and you believe that cryptocurrencies are not going away, and if you're in the market to make an investment, then perhaps you see this as a buying opportunity, which is, again, I always say not financial advice, no financial background here, but hey, just depends on how you're looking at this. I know there's probably a lot of people panicking about this, but I am going to talk a little bit about price in a different video, just not this one. But I just thought I'd mention that because I am well aware of the freaking out that is occurring today. I have a Twitter feed. It tells me these things. So, I'm going to cover that. And then I've got an unrelated piece I just found fascinating. Major banks unknowingly process billions in crypto business, says CipherTrace. Huh. Oops-a-doodles, just processed some billions in crypto. Ah, okay. Whoops-a-doodles, right? Before we go any further, though, if you would please delicately tap that like button. And if you love your mama, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. You know she wants what's right for you, and it's the right thing to do. Let's dive into this first piece now. New data shows the number of employees at Ripple is rising at a rapid pace. According to the analytics platform Craft.co, the San Francisco startup now has about 534 employees around the world. The company is currently looking for a project manager to help it onboard new clients. That's looking for more than that. I'll show you in a second here, actually. The new hire will help the Ripple's networks of banks and financial institutions get up and running with its cross-border payments product, including the XRP-powered on-demand liquidity. And here's a quote now. The project manager will be a key member of our implementation team and will work with Ripple's integration engineers, solution architects, business development, and sales teams, product management, engineering, and our clients' project managers, architects, business personnel, and developers to ensure the Ripple solution is implemented on time and successfully. Indeed. And then the article continues, Ripple has had dozens of open positions throughout 2019. The company currently has 49 job openings, including a vice president of developer relations at Spring, a division of Ripple focused on expanding the development and adoption of the digital asset XRP. And I'll tell you what, if I didn't own my own company, I would probably try to work here. It'd probably be a lot of fun, right? Doing something that could really be transformative on a global level. And so here's the Ripple website, and you can see just scrolling down, tons of positions open. And of course, the ones that really caught my eye, they were under where are they? Where's the XRP on-demand liquidity one? Come on. Whoops. I swear to God, I had it. Oh, there we go. Products. So there's product manager on-demand liquidity, which is cited. There's also a senior product manager of liquidity. So, yeah, they're focusing on this. I just, that's why, especially on a day like today, I always want to make sure that I emphasize this because I know that there are some people out there that are super worried about price and this and that. Ripple isn't. Look, they understand, and consider this also. There are people that FOMO in and people that panic sell, but there are a lot of people the world over that have invested in XRP, understand the fundamentals, and will not behave as such. And as a result, there's no way XRP is going to zero. I don't know what's going to happen with the price action. I'm not going to pretend to. I don't make price predictions. This is a non-hype channel. But it's not going to zero, my friends. And then as soon as people figure this out, of course there's going to be more rallies in terms of not just XRP, but the crypto asset class as a whole. I mean, to me, it's just an undeniable fact that this is going to occur. It's just a matter of time. Here's a tweet from @XRP Community. If XRP goes to zero, I wasted the past few years of my life. If XRP moons enough for me to retire from working at a young age, that was worth the risk. So I was just scrolling through my Twitter feed and came across it. I just thought I'd share an opinion with you from the XRP community. I mean, he has the handle at XRP Community, so there you go. But look, it's just like I said, though, it's still, I don't believe for a moment that XRP will go to zero, just based on the fact that there are people out there like you and I that understand that there's real world utility. It's not going to happen. To me, there's no chance. And again, it's not financial advice, but that's firmly what I believe. I just like to share all sorts of opinions. Here's a tweet from Ken Melendez. This is the guy that's writing a book about XRP, which will be out in 2020. And he tweets, "Imagine the day when people will stack drops instead of full XRP. Those who accumulated in 2019 and prior will be seen as lucky when in fact we were the ones who embraced the vision long before it unfolded. Stay hungry, keep holding." And, I've talked about the concept out there, and so, of course, I'm sure many of you know there's always new people coming on board, but just to make sure you know, the smallest unit of one XRP is called a drop. Each individual of XRP is actually divisible by 1 million. Yep, so there's quite a bit, and I think that it's the same thing conceptually with Bitcoin, where most people aren't going to buy one whole Bitcoin at a time. They buy fractions of a Bitcoin. You could potentially get to that level with XRP, buying a quarter of XRP or half or 3/4 or who knows, whatever it is. But given the nature of the way everything's set up and the fact that XRP is divisible, that's going to happen. And then Bitcoin, by comparison, is divisible by 100 million. Again, Bitcoin divisible by 100 million. And XRP divisible by only 1 million. So when you consider the fact that there's a lot more XRP than Bitcoin, because 21 million versus 100 billion XRP at its peak anyway. And then it's always getting burnt, so it's going down, of course. So you can consider that. You might be like, oh my God, there's like 4,700 times as much XRP as there is Bitcoin. But if you look in terms of Bitcoins versus Satoshi, with Satoshi being the smallest unit of a Bitcoin, there's actually only about 47 times as many drops as there are Satoshis. So just once this is all fleshed out and you have certain cryptocurrencies that are valued in the trillions, I think when people start framing in their minds this a little bit differently, I think it could have dramatic effect on the XRP price, which, again, is not financial advice in any way. All right, next, here's a tweet from King Solomon. And I like this, so I retweeted this earlier today. And I want to say, too, before I even read this, I'm all about diversity of thought. And if you believe in some of the stuff that I don't as it pertains to XRP and the direction things are going, that's cool. We should still be friends. I'm all about diversity of thought. And so here's what King Solomon had to share, though. And he writes, "Let me be crystal clear. I don't believe in pre-allocation, number one. Number two, XRP as world reserve currency. Number three, every picture Ripple employees post is a riddle. And number four, we're going to $50 overnight." Then he writes, "I do believe XRP has crazy utility." He writes, "Rails are being built to utilize utility." And he believes that prices go higher. And so, to me, I'm almost entirely in line with that. As far as XRP being a world reserve currency, I've just postulated the idea that I could see over time cryptocurrencies, maybe not just one, but maybe it could be multiple cryptocurrencies filling that type of role. Because if they're truly decentralized and there's a true open market value, that kind of levels the playing field. And I could see something like that happening and playing out over time. But I don't think that's something that's just going to pop up instantly. It's just going to be XRP's the one, this or that. And so, again, if you believe in any of that type of stuff or you're into the riddles and stuff, that's fine. You do you. I think it's, like I said, perfectly okay to have different opinions. But I want to get as close to non-hype as possible, and so that's just kind of the way that I run the channel. And as far as pre-allocation, to me, I know there's a reasonable amount of people in the XRP community that believe that. If somebody can provide any sort of evidence just to show that that's the direction things are heading, cool. Like, to me, that would be awesome if it's right. But for me, I need to see some sort of proof before I'm like, oh yeah, pre-allocation is going to happen. I can't just buy into it because it's an idea that somebody came up with. So that's just my personal opinion, though. So again, like I said, it's okay to disagree. I like diversity of thought and critical thinking. All right, now let's check this out. Major banks unknowingly process billions in crypto business, says CipherTrace. Blockchain intelligence firm CipherTrace has claimed that large banks may be processing up to $2 billion in undetected cryptocurrency-related transfers each year. In a press release shared with Cointelegraph on December 16th, that's today, CipherTrace claims that its research unit has found that every one of the United States' top 10 commercial banks have unregistered cryptocurrency businesses using their payments network to process funds. These unregistered cryptocurrency money service businesses, that's MSBs, include entities such as crypto exchanges, according to the research. Now, while both the U.S. Bank Secrecy Act and Financial Action Task Force funds travel rules require banks to identify the MSBs using their networks by law, CipherTrace claims that many are ill-equipped to adequately identify crypto exchanges and other virtual asset service providers as money service businesses. Revised BSA and FATF guidance, soon to come into effect for G20 nations, will make identification and compliance all the more critical, CipherTrace notes. During the CipherTrace Cryptocurrency Travel Rule Information Sharing Architecture Conference in San Francisco this November, Carol House of the U.S. Treasury's Financial Action Task Force, FinCEN, raised concerns as to whether banks are indeed ready for the forthcoming statutory revisions. And here's a quote from her now. It would be interesting to know how many financial institutions operating in this space are able to identify a crypto business recipient as a financial institution on the basis of its wallet reference number or other information that it currently has available to it. Yeah, I don't know that all banks and financial institutions are adapting quickly enough. And so I kind of got a kick out of this. I was like, yeah, maybe figure that out. But anyway, that's it for this video, though. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!